Like, so he was a cock this weekend, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that press conference now. It's like I was so taken aback by his attitude. It was just, I don't know what was going on, but he came out and said, "Oh, I'm in a good mood." And then as soon as the first question hit, you know, about the main event, and he said the main event sucked, and then he just couldn't wait. The question wasn't even about Paddy Pimblett fight or Jared Gordon, but he said one sentence about, if you watch it over again, he says one sentence about the main fight, and then he just can't wait to talk about, say that Jared Gordon fucked up in the third round. Yeah. Like, he just couldn't wait to blame that on Jared Gordon.
Well, I think when he came in saying he was in a good mood and everything, it's like that classic, like, dickhead shit where he's like, try me, please say something to me about it so I can just flame everybody and give my opinion, when it's like, well, I hate to say it, but about 85% of people feel the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what I found super strange, is that you knew in his head he was going into that press conference and he wanted to say that, and he couldn't wait to say that. Yeah. He couldn't wait to blame
His
Jared
eyes were
Gordon.
shaking when he was walking in.
He couldn't wait to blame Jared Gordon for his game plan in the third round and blame the ref for not breaking it up. Yeah. Which I thought, that's a valid point. I thought the ref should have taken them off the cage,
especially in a co-main,
and break it up, because, you know, you can't just hold a guy against the cage the whole fight. But I mean, that just makes me think, it's like, what is going on? What is going on with there that he's blaming the fighters in this press conference?
I feel like we've never really seen that before.
Never.
Either, where he's like, "Oh, this."
I've never seen that.
Like, man, I don't know. It's just weird.
Even in the main event, he's blaming Blachowicz and Ankalaev for a shitty fight, basically, which I thought was a pretty good fight.
I thought it was all right. I mean,
I was gonna say,
like, it was late and we were hunting the day before, so I might have been like getting tired at the end. But Dana wasn't hunting the day before, and he might not have been up late, and he shouldn't have been zoning out past round 3.
Right, and then for him to say I zoned out in round 3, like I couldn't wait to see what was going to happen after Jan was chopping his fucking legs.
I was going to say, that was in round 3. It's like we got to see Steel Jan Blachowicz just keep kicking his leg, and then you see Ankalaev go, and he's like shaking it. Like, how many times do you see anybody do that ever?
Yeah.
Nobody, like, they talked about the adrenaline going through you when you're fighting, and how nobody's really, like, it's showing how strong Jan is to throw those kicks to slow down Ankalaev. Like, that's nuts. And he was falling asleep. It was kind of boring.
The other thing is, the other point I wanted to make, even if it was a boring fight, even the first 3 rounds were them standing in front of each other, it's Jan Blachowicz and fucking Ankalaev standing in front of each other. They could throw one punch and it'd be the most, like, I'm saying, these guys are so powerful. Even if it was a boring fight, they could throw one. You should be locked in. They could throw one punch and the fight could be over.
You're paying these guys how much money to not watch?
The thing is, come on. How was it boring, though? I don't understand.
It's not. It wasn't.
That's what I don't get about his comments. It's so off the wall for him to come in and say, I phased out in the third round. I stopped. You know, it's like basically saying that fight sucked. I stopped watching it.
Do we see a Dana apology by the end of the day?
Are you kidding me?
After he watches this fucking video.
He's not a...
I think if you ask me, it starts with the Ariel thing, and then he so Ariel got in his head, then Ariel posts all that shit. What have you done outside the UFC that's been great? He roasted Fuck It Friday. He roasted every little fight league or thing that he's tried to do that never made it outside of the UFC, which also had private investors.